So, I wanted to quickly say, he said, it's true what the listeners say. Listening to you guys is like sitting and bullshitting with your mates in the pub on a Friday night. I like that. But he says, I have an issue. I've fallen out with my dad over a disagreement of a family issue. I know I'm in the right, but my dad is a stubborn bastard, and he would never admit the fault or anything. Do you guys think I should suck up my pride and apologise to my dad, or stay strong and wait for the old dog to sort out his act?
Okay, so this is interesting. I have not spoken to my father in over 10 years, minimum.
Wow.
I think 2008 was the last time, so 15 years. I haven't spoken to my father. We are completely estranged. We have nothing to do with each other. You know, we don't talk, we don't communicate. We're completely different things. He's out of New York City. I don't know where he lives. We don't talk at all. So my first reaction is to tell your dad to fuck off and, you know, don't apologize. I don't know what the issue is, though. I don't know if this is a major slight, a minor slight. Yeah. I can't tell you that. Only you can. I will say that it's your only father, unless you have a account on like a sugar daddy website and you are looking for sugar daddies, in which case you could have multiple daddies. Show some skin, get some cash. SugarDaddies.com, sponsorforme.com, I think is one. So you could find a sugar daddy. But as far as your real dad, you know, I don't know. Look, your dad's an older guy. Older people aren't going to change. They are how they are. Exactly. Only you can determine the value of your relationship with your father. And also, empty apologies are great. I apologize for shit I'm not sorry about all the time. Everybody does. So if you really just want to patch things up with your father, you could apologize and have it be a hollow, empty apology and know deep down you're right anyway. But that's up to you. How's your relationship with your father, Jamie?
So I'm well, I would say lucky, I suppose. My parents, like, I never grew up in like a broken home or nothing. I grew up with mum and dad, which is quite rare, believe it or not, in amongst like my friends. That's very rare. I would say, if it's, as you said, like, if it's a petty argument, it's your only dad. Get over it, be the bigger man, and start chatting to him. But if it is something serious, if they've upset your mum in any way, if they've done something that you don't think is morally right, then let them be stubborn. Let them be the bad person. If you act like you're being just as argumentative as they are, then you're going to end up in the same situation. So I think being the bigger man is the best way to be, but it also depends. Sometimes we need context with things, and this is one of those, I think.
I'm actually in this exact situation with my dad right now.
Well, Brian just said the same. He hasn't spoken to his dad in 10 years.
15 years.
8 years. I haven't spoken to mine. I went down when I first moved to Scotland. I went down south, and I always made sure to keep up with my nan. And I went round, and me and my dad have always had like a rocky relationship. And every time she brought him up, I'd get upset and I'd say, I don't want to talk about it, blah, blah. So she rung him, and then I got this long email calling me a coward and how I drive all the way down from Scotland just to upset my nan, blah, 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 blah. And I was back and forth. So I was like, well, fuck off then. And because we're so stubborn and so much alike, it's nothing. But I did actually, during the second lockdown, I did send an email to his wife, saying if he wanted to speak, I hope you're all okay, and if he wants to speak, here's my mobile number. And he never got in touch. I don't know about you, Brian, but I think sometimes I think to myself, like me personally, I ever think to myself, I wonder what if he thinks what I'm up to, like if he wonders what I'm doing, or I mean, I'd quite happily talk to him again. You know what I mean? But stubborn, isn't it?
So I have no desire to contact my father at all.
Okay.
We are completely estranged in every way. I'll tell you guys real quick why we're estranged. So when it was on my 18th birthday. I was just turning 18. I discovered that my father was having an affair on my mother. And this really pissed me off. And, like, I wouldn't have had any problem if they got divorced and he had a relationship or anything like that. It's the fact that I find it so cowardly to do that with your wife of, at the time, 20-something years. If you're that unhappy, to not just leave, to lie and do all this. And I discovered it, and it really, like, upset me. And eventually, this led to a divorce, and they split up. And my father, like, was just a complete scumbag after that. Like my sister was younger, and he wouldn't give child support, and, like, all this shit. And he was just being a scumbag. And he ran off and had another family and all this stuff. And eventually, like, because, like, I've always made YouTube videos and things like that. Like, just, the creative stuff that I'm trying to do. And I would not have any communication or talking to him or anything like that. And there was one day when he commented on one of my YouTube videos. I deleted the comment. I was like, look, I don't want anything to do with you. I don't want you to, like, watch my videos, to comment on my videos. Like, you're doing your thing. Go away. Leave me alone. Right? And he lost his shit. He called me up and left me a threatening voicemail where he was like, I'm gonna fuck you up, like, all this shit. It was, to be honest, it was great trash talk. Like, me and my friends quote it to this day. He's like, I only have one good arm, but I will fuck you up. And, like, all these great lines, like, honestly, really funny shit. He's like, my mother's Jewish, so I'm half Jewish. She's like, I will beat the Jew out of you, like, all this shit. Like he got racial with it and stuff. So he, like, that, the last words my father he said to me were, I will beat the Jew out of you, punk. And, that was on the voicemail. I really, when I was actually in Canada when I got that phone call, I wanted to respond and say, you know where I live. Come on down, stand outside, call my name. I'll fight you on the front lawn. I don't give a fuck. But I was like, I'm just going to let that go. I'm not going to have a fight. And, I didn't hear from him for years and years and years after that. And actually, when we started the YouTube channel, I would see him make comments on the YouTube videos. And I was like, motherfucker, why are you, like, still even care about the shit I did? So I just block all his accounts whenever they come up, and he made a second account, and I just block them as they come up. But, I have zero relationship with my father or desire to. So.
It's like there's like three different situations there, isn't it? There's like me, close with my dad. Dan's like in the, like, throes of, he would speak to him if it come to it, and then with you is like the far extreme to what I am, was like, relationship's done, there's no coming back from that. So I think there's three good perspectives there for this one, definitely.
Yeah.
So you probably fall closer to Daniel in the middle. That's kind of my hunch.
Yeah.
So
I think in an ideal world, obviously no one wants to fall out with their family and stuff like that. I think if it's fresh and like we said, you need more context, right? We don't know what happened or anything like that. I think if there's forgiveness there, it's better for you just to suck it up and make amends, because my sisters have got kids, and I always feel like I'm not welcome down there, even though they say I am, just because I don't think I want to bump into my dad, right? So I missed out on 7-8 years. I've never even met their kids. I wouldn't know them at all. And I think myself, if either of us had just taken that step, I would have got a bit more out of my family. Mm-hmm. But you can't change people. I mean, if that's the way they are. But yeah, if I was you, and the context is there, and you have the right to, just take it on the chin and just let him be stubborn, and you just be the bigger man, I would do that.
Yeah, if it's a minor slight, definitely give a bullshit hollow apology. Know you're right inside, and just fucking yeah, you're right.
What I think is brilliant about this, is we've gone really deep with this, but they could have had an argument over a fucking apple pie or something. Do you know what I mean?
That's what. Yeah. I like to hope they hadn't emailed in for an apple pie. But I think.
I wish they did, and they got like that deep heavy shit.
But I think Dad's one of those subjects, right? Especially for me, I've got massive fucking. I put
for a lot of people,
on where
man.
like a dad turns to someone and is like, "I love you, son," and I'm bawling like a fucking bitch because I just can't. Yeah, I mean, I wish my dad did that, and I'm like crying like a fucking baby. But everyone's got their triggers, right? That just happens to be my one.
Yeah, true.
I can't remember. Oh, I was watching Ant-Man the other day, and there's a bit where the daughter.
The new one?
Keep it.
Yeah. No, it's no spoilers.
All
the
right.
daughter hugs Ant-Man, and she's like, "I love you," and he's like, "I'm so proud of you," and I'm just fucking, just holding it in. It's like, just fuck off.